Hello everybody, it's Uncle Matt, and I'm here to read you another bedtime story. And tonight, I'm reading this story on November 13th because November 13th is mentioned in this story. So why not read it for November 13th? The story is called The Frightful Ride of McMichael. And this book was written by Bonny, Becker, and illustrated by Mark Fearing. This book was copyrighted in 2018. Here we go. 'Twas the 13th of November, a stormy night, when the 13 bus hoved into sight. Something about it didn't seem right. But McMichael boarded. Welcome, welcome, the driver grinned, beckoning McMichael in. His teeth were long and white as sin, his nose bent and warded. The bus was full, barely room inside. Perhaps he should wait for a different ride, but he was late, and, well, besides, it was Gran's dear pet he transported. So, the bus slipped off on its late-night route, and Michael helped old ladies out, and in general was a lad most stout. As the riders steadily deboarded, soon there were 5, then 2, then 1, till Michael McMichael was all alone with a driver whose face was thin as bone and more distorted. When the bus was empty, no others in sight, the driver hissed with soft delight. Doesn't the cold give an appetite for body parts assorted? Ooh, this is creepy. The boy, it seems, hadn't noticed before the jaw-like opening of the door, the tongue-like glistening of the floor, the teeth-like seats it supported. Really, you should stop here. My grandmother's house is nearly near. I bring her something very dear. He held up the basket he sported. But you haven't paid, the driver moaned. I'm sorry to say you can't go home till you pay the fare with meat or bone. Our coffers will not be shorted. This guy's creepy. All right. First of all, kids, if this ever happens to you on the bus and it's not the driver, well, tell the driver if it's not the driver this is happening. But if it is the driver, I would try to get out of that bus as soon as possible and talk to a trusting adult, or better yet, a police officer or somebody out there. But hopefully this won't happen to you. This is just a story. Okay, back to the story. Curling his mouth in a dreadful sneer, he grabbed McMichael by the ear and, twisting it, began to veer. Toward a slathering maw most hoarded. Now, Michael, was a peaceable boy, kindness and cheer his greatest joys, but the moment called for a desperate ploy, and to this the lad resorted. Good sir, he cried, why the haste? Should grand sweet thing go to waste? Wouldn't you like just a little taste? Your service should be rewarded. McMichael lifted the basket lid. In the darkness sometimes hid, but the greedy driver did as bid, his tongue uncoiled black and contorted. And thus he met a terrible fate, for his head and arms and legs were ate. His shoes waved goodbye, so sad, too late. He was gone, moved on, exported. "'Twas the 13th of November, a stormy night, when the 13 bus lurched off in fright, and Michael McMichael strolled out of sight, or so it's been reported. Burp. The end. Wow, that turned into a really scary story. I'm really hopeful you're not going to have nightmares or something. So I'm sorry about that. Well, that's all the time we have for Uncle Matt's bedtime story, and maybe this will be an Uncle Matt's After Dark story. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.